Now, let's discuss new technologies, new settings, and environmental linkages. Okay. Now, modern education is influenced by rapid technological advancement. So, the world already entered the information age, computer age, and digital age. But before this period, okay, we need to note na yung industries and manufacturing dominated the economy, okay? Pero dahil nga nagkaroon ng technological development, so nag-shift na yung society towards digital communication and information exchange, okay? So nandito na tayo sa period ng history wherein information becomes the most valuable resource ng society. So ngayon, okay, in relation sa healthcare, yung access natin sa health information is instant na already. Okay, we have smartphones, may mga tablets, laptop, internet. So yung accessibility is transformed the health education because patients are no longer fully dependent on the medical healthcare providers, okay, for information. So, nako-connect na. Okay, technology also helps connect healthcare system globally. So, they can communicate with their doctors, okay, they can access their records, okay, and even yung online health education almost anywhere. Okay? Now, technology is now integrated into education, just what I have mentioned. And technology in education, okay, makes the information more accessible, improve communication, support independent learning, and enhance interactive learning. Okay, so sa past, ang education heavily dependent sa textbook, blackboard, face-to-face instruction. Ngayon, digital tools na lang lahat. Okay, it allows us na maging accessible na quick information, okay? Learning on our own pace, participate in interactive learning experience po, okay? Now, ano yung impact niya sa health education? So, technology change health education by connecting people globally, okay? So, when you do mga consultation, kahit nasa ibang bansa, we can do that. Increase access to healthcare information, support online communication, expanding telehealth services, and improving patient engagement. So, technology allows healthcare consumers become more active participants in their healthcare decision. Okay? Kasi nga, more informed na sila. Okay? Involved sila sa healthcare discussion na available online. Okay? They don't hindi na kailangan na i-consult pa, or hindi naman sa hindi kailangan, pero hindi na nila kailangan na hintayin pa. Okay, they can, on their own pace, they can do a research, okay, sa condition nila before their clinical visit. So, this shift transformed health education into a more collaborative process, okay? So, let's say, ang pasyente na na-diagnose ng diabetes, okay? Pwede siyang mag-search ng mga diabetic diet online, reliable. Pwede siyang sumali sa mga Facebook's diabetic support group, okay? May mga apps for glucose monitoring, instructional videos sa insulin administration. Now, let's discuss consumer health informatics. So when you say consumer informatics, it combines healthcare, education, and technology to help individuals manage their own health more effectively. Okay? So yan yung field focus sa technology to support health education and management ng healthcare. So, ini-empower niya si patient, nag-i-improve ng patient-provider communication, support ng self-management, and increase yung health literacy. So, included dyan yung paggamit ng website, mobile application, online educational system, and telehealth platforms. Now, patient portals and digital health system. So, ang mga healthcare organization now, they use patient portal. Pupasok ka lang, may link sa isang institution. So, let's say sa isang hospital, may patient portal sila. They will enter their let's say, medical record number or case number, okay? Tapos, meron ng electronic health record ngayon. Secure messaging system, okay? So, they use that already. Now, patient portals allow patient to, pwede nila ma-access yung medical reports nila, schedule ng appointment, mag-receive ng prescription refill. This is more of outside, okay, the Philippines. View yung laboratory result and read educational materials. So, very powerful yan, lalo na pag nagpunta kayo sa ibang bansa, they utilize this well, okay? Now, what are the challenges of technology in healthcare? So, yun lang, okay, dahil nga technology-wise tayo, so meron pa rin meron pa din mga challenges. So, included pa rin dyan yung cyber attack, okay? Ang healthcare systems store large amount of sensitive patient information electronically. Dahil dyan, organizations, they are vulnerable sa hacking, data theft, okay, data breaches, unauthorized access, security breaches. So tayo, nurses or healthcare provider must educate patient about protecting their health information online if they are using that, yung mga portals natin. Okay, we need to kahit na yung mga apps, okay, if they use apps, we need to advise na dapat strong yung password, avoid sharing, log out ka ng healthcare portals mo, and avoid yung public use ng Wi-Fi for sensitive transaction, okay? Kasi nga, ngayon, ang modern technology allows both consumers to create health information online, okay? At dahil dyan, nag-i-increase din yung risk, okay, ng spreading ng false medical advices, unsafe treatment, and mga myths, okay? So, before we go there, okay, very important yun, na dapat we educate them to note, baka mamaya false medical advice yung mga nakikita nila or pinakikinggan nila. Okay? Kaya we need to educate patients about evidence-based practices. Encourage pa rin yung consultation sa healthcare provider. Okay? And recommend yung mga reliable na medical website lang para mag-check. Okay? Now, what is the future trend in health education? So, greater use of telehealth, which is being utilized nowadays na. Artificial intelligence in healthcare, okay, is also being noted to be used already. Interactive educational system, mobile health application, personalized digital learning, and increased patient engagement. So, continuously nagtatransform yung health education. So, tayo, it requires us to continuously update din yung skills and teaching method natin. Okay? So, kasi more personalized, more interactive, and more accessible na. Okay? Pero dapat, ang technology should complement, not replace, okay, yung human aspect ng, let's say, sa field natin, sa nursing care, okay? Kasi ang technology, hindi pa rin naman niya mapapalitan ng empathy, communication, therapeutic communication, and ethical principles, okay? So, even though, i-complement lang niya, okay? So, nurses must adapt, so as I mentioned, the technological changes, promote digital literacy, and maintain ethical and safe practices. Now, what are the strategies for using technology in healthcare education? So, you have your World Wide Web. So, this is commonly called as the web, okay? This is a virtual space that contains billions of web pages and digital resources accessible through the internet, okay? Patient commonly use yung web to search for symptoms, okay? Medication, diet plan, treatment options, okay? So, highly accessible ang web, okay? It creates lang a challenge because anyone can publish information online regardless of its accuracy. So again, ang role natin as nurses should encourage patient to use reliable website, okay? Such as yung mga hospital website, okay? Government health agencies website, and mga professional medical organization na website, okay? So, hindi basta-basta kung anong website or link lang ng sa web ang gagamitin nyong resources, lalo na sa patient education. Okay? Next would be your internet. Okay? It is a massive global network that connects computer and digital devices around the world. So, ini-enable niya yung mga healthcare professionals and patient to exchange information quickly through emails, online classes, website, video conferencing, and mobile application. So, yung internet, siya ang nag-support ng mga telemedicine, online consultation, mga EHR, and virtual patient education. Okay? Dahil nag-i-increase na yung dependence natin sa internet-based communication, so dapat competent tayo in using digital tools as nurses. Okay? Safely and professionally. Okay? So, next one would be your, before we go to the next one, there's term information literacy, okay? So, when you say information literacy, it is knowing how to search for information, determine whether the source is reliable, and use the information responsibly. Ang information literacy includes the ability to identify the need for information, access it properly, you need to evaluate it critically. Is this information accurate and reliable? Hindi ba fake news yan? Or apply valid information properly, okay? Appropriately. Patients who are information literate are better able to make informed health decision and avoid misinformation. Okay? So, we should, again, teach our patient to verify yung mga website author, scientific reference, and mga professional affiliation bago gamitin. Okay? I guess I have another, later pala yan. Okay, next would be social media in healthcare. So, social media, napaka-powerful niya na educational tool sa healthcare. Okay? Even healthcare organization uses social media to promote yung prevention ng disease, vaccination campaign. Okay? Kasi mabilis yung communication dyan. Large yung sakop mo, yung nakukuha mong engagement. Okay? Lalo na sa mga kagaya nyo na younger population. Kaso, again, rampant din ang misinformation, okay, sa social media. So, you need to promote evidence-based information and responsible digital behavior, okay? So, dapat titingnan nyo, legit ba yung website or yung social media account, okay? So, yung mga social media account na yan, even yung mga reliable na hack. Okay? So, you need to be very, very careful. Yung, lalo na sa social, let's say Facebook. Okay? Later, I will discuss. Blogs. These are what? Ang mga blogs are websites where individuals share experiences, opinions, and educational content. Okay? Patient often, nagre-read sila ng blogs. Before, bago pa mauso ang vlogs, okay, blogs muna talaga. I don't know if inabutan nyo yung time ng blogs talaga. So, usually, patients often read blogs to learn about other experience with illness, treatment, or recovery. So, more of emotional support and encouragement. But again, information may not always scientifically accurate. Okay? So, we need to remind patients na yung mga personal experience shared in blogs may not be applicable to everyone. Okay? Now, you have your wikis. Okay? This ang mga wikis are website where many users can create and edit content collaboratively. Okay? They support parang teamwork, discussion, and knowledge sharing siya. So, sa health education, wikis may be used by students or healthcare professional to create a shared learning resources. So, dahil parang collaborative siya, o edit the content, information should be verified for accuracy. Okay? Next one would be other forms of social media, as I've mentioned, Facebook. So, again, we all know this three. Okay? So, ginagamit natin to. So, just to remind again, okay, let's say yung Facebook, commonly used siya by hospitals, mga official Facebook pages, okay, to distribute educational materials and announcement, okay, magko-connect. So, again, misinformation lang in case na let's say ma-hack, merong isa pang account, fake account ng Facebook. So be careful kahit na parang verified, yung pala inaano lang yan, pati yan tinatampered yung verified ng Facebook. Okay? Next is your Twitter or X. Okay? Microblogging platform to, uses short messages yung tweets na tinatawag nyo, and hashtag, okay? So, they use that as well. Okay? And then, YouTube video sharing platform. Usually, dito yung educational demonstration and tutorial. So, ginagamit siya sa patient education. Okay? Webcasts and webinars. Pag webcasts and webinars allow healthcare education to occur remotely. Okay? So, yung webinars, interactive online education session included yung mga presentation and discussion. Okay? And then, email and text messaging improves communication between healthcare provider and patient. So, yung mga pag-remind, okay, ng appointment schedule, okay? But again, you need to be confidential and privacy should always be protected, okay? And lastly would be the electronic discussion group and mailing list. So, yung mga electronic discussion groups allow patients and healthcare professionals to communicate with others who share similar interests or conditions. So, yung mga mailing list distribute educational messages to a group member through email. Tapos, ginagamit siya as tool of support and then pag-share din ng knowledge and collaboration. But again, you need to check yung accuracy nila. So, itong mga mailing list, if you're familiar, parang kung gusto mong makasama, let's say, yung usually to, okay, ginagamit to sa mga mental health, okay? Parang mga inspirational stories, meditations, okay? So, may mga website na if you want to receive a weekly parang meditation or a story or a motivational story, okay? Kiklik mo lang, you need to parang subscribe, then masasama ka na sa mailing list. Then every week, you will receive that. Okay? More often nakikita ko to sa mga, in terms of mental health. Okay? So with that, we are done discussing po our topic for technology, new settings, and environmental linkages. Thank you for listening.